Hello everybody, welcome to iExamBee's Legal Beat. This is Amrita, your law faculty here at iExamBee. Embrace the iExamBee learning experience with us. And if you're preparing for any competitive examinations after your law, then you're at the right place. iExamBee is providing you coaching for various competitive examinations after your law, like SEBI Grade A Legal Officer exam, RBI Grade B Legal Officer exam, IBPS SO Law Officer, IBPS RRB Law Officer, etc. इन सारे कोर्सेज की डिटेल आप iExamBee के वेबसाइट पे जाके चेक कर सकते हैं एंड इन कोर्सेज के डेमो भी एक्टिवेट करके देख सकते हैं. Go to www.iexambee.com and check out all the details. अगर कोई भी क्वेरी है आप हमें ईमेल भी लिख सकते हैं on hello@iexambee.com or you can call us on the number 9205524028. Write to us in the comment section of this video as well if you have any queries. We will address as soon as possible. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel LegalBee, which is an exclusive law channel of iExamBee, providing coaching for various examinations, providing you various important questions, content, strategic preparation videos, etc. ऐसी एक सीरीज मैंने स्टार्ट की है recently for the preparation of SEBI Grade A Legal Officer examination, which is a series of 300 most important MCQs covering all the subjects from the syllabus. This is the third part of my video series in which I'm going to discuss questions from Transfer of Property Act. TP Act is again a very important subject. इसमें से हम लोग नेक्स्ट सेट ऑफ एमसीक्यूज डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. अगर आपने इस सीरीज की फर्स्ट और सेकंड पार्ट मिस कर दिया है देन आप उसको प्लेलिस्ट में जाके चेक कर सकते हैं एंड इन क्वेश्चंस को आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं. कोई भी डाउट्स हो आप हमें रीच आउट कीजिए. इन पीपीटीज को आप डाउनलोड करके रख सकते हैं. दिस विल हेल्प यू इन योर प्रिपरेशन एज वेल. First question, which of the following is not true about transfer of property? The very basic about transfer of property. Though it is not there in the syllabus of SEBI Grade A Legal Officer examination, you are having only 3 chapters, but still remember you should know the basics of transfer of property. It involves transfer by living persons. It includes future transactions. It includes transfer to himself. It includes transfer by inheritance. None of the above. So which of the following is not true about transfer of property? This is what is the question. And the correct answer is D. It includes transfer by inheritance. It is not true. Transfer of property में transfer between living persons होता है. Inheritance is covered under Succession Act and not under Transfer of Property Act. Living persons under Section 5 of Transfer of Property Act includes natural persons only, company and natural persons, association, incorporated body of individuals, all of the above mentioned. So living person में क्या आता है under Transfer of Property Act? The correct answer is E, all of the above mentioned. Even companies and associations, incorporated body of individuals can be a living person under TP Act and they can also convey property. This is clearly mentioned under Section 5. As you can see over here, I have shared the clause as well. Public office cannot be forfeited but transferred, be transferred but salary can be transferred, cannot be transferred and salary cannot be transferred, cannot be transferred but salary can be transferred after it becomes payable, cannot be transferred but salary can be transferred before it becomes payable. See, they have given cannot in the question. इसके बाद का आपको complete करना होगा. कई बार ये not cannot की वजह से कैसा होता है, confusion हो जाता है. So be very clear when such kind of questions are coming up where not is there in the question itself or in the options anywhere. Be very careful. यहाँ पे silly mistake नहीं होनी चाहिए. कोई भी public office अगर है तो क्या उसे हम transfer कर सकते हैं? This is what is the basic question involved over here. Correct answer is C. Public office cannot be transferred and salary also cannot be transferred. Section 6 of Transfer of Property Act provides us what all things can be transferred. Out of that, property of any kind may be transferred except as provided here. In the exceptions, you will find under clause F that a public office cannot be transferred, nor can the salary of a public officer, whether before or after it has become payable, be transferred. Oral transfer. Oral transfer can be made in every case, can be made in cases of value less than ₹100, can be made in cases of movable properties, can be made in every case where writing is not expressly required by law, and it cannot be made even in case writing is not expressly required by law. So the question is, क्या oral transfer किया जा सकता है? Correct answer is D. It can be made in every case where writing is not expressly required by law. Section 9 of TP Act talks about this concept as well. अगर राइटिंग एक्सप्रेसली रिक्वायर्ड है तो ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी नहीं हो सकता ओरल फॉर्म में. अगर रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है तो ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी मे बी मेड विदाउट राइटिंग इन एवरी केस इन विच राइटिंग इज नॉट एक्सप्रेसली रिक्वायर्ड बाय लॉ. Question 5. Transfer of benefit of unborn is covered under which section of Transfer of Property Act? Now I have taken up this question over here so that you understand that this is also an important area from TP Act. Though for SEBI it is not specified in the syllabus, I am again repeating that, but still I would suggest you these common concepts and doctrines you should be aware of. So do refer section 13, transfer for benefit of unborn person. कोई भी अगर doubts हैं आपको समझना आए, you can reach out. Who all may sue for redemption of a mortgage? Mortgager, mortgagee, creditor of mortgager who has got a decree for sale of mortgage property. A and B both are correct. A and C both are correct. So who all may sue for a redemption of a mortgage? This is what is the question. Redemption of a mortgage related. So कौन sue कर सकता है? Correct answer is E. That is A and C. Remember, mortgagee कभी sue नहीं कर सकता redemption के लिए because mortgagee is the one who is possessing all the documents of title. If it is a mortgage by deposition of title deeds, such kind of a thing is there. तो आपको लेना तो वापस property mortgagee से ही है, तो mortgagee कैसे sue कर सकता है? उसके अलावा creditors of mortgagers ये लोग कर सकते हैं. That's why the correct answer is A and C. Except mortgagee, everybody else can sue. Section 91, persons who may sue for redemption, provides all these people. Besides the mortgager, all these people may institute a suit for redemption. In which type of mortgage the mortgager authorizes mortgagee to receive rents and profits from property while retaining the possession? Mortgage by deposit of title deeds, usufruct remortgage, simple mortgage, double mortgage, English mortgage. So in which type of mortgage the mortgager authorizes mortgagee to receive rents and profits from property while retaining the possession? So in which type of mortgage such kind of a feature is there? Remember, all these kinds of mortgage and the peculiar features of all these mortgages are important for you. Correct answer is usufructuary mortgage. Usufructuary mortgage का ये main element है to give possession of the property, and the benefits arising out of the property will be available to the usufructuary mortgage. Section 58D. A lets a house to B for 5 years. B underlets the house to C at a monthly rent of rupees 5,000. The time period of 5 years expires, but C continues in possession of the house and pays the rent to A. C's lease is renewed, surrendered, expires automatically, terminates, none of the above. Now this is an illustration based question. ये illustration based questions भी इस तरीके से पूछे जाते हैं to check your conceptual clarity, and ये generally bare act में से directly pick किए जाते हैं. This is also the same case. The correct answer over here is renewed. Lease gets renewed because of the process of holding over. Section 116 talks about this concept effect of holding over. इसमें अगर आप illustrations देखेंगे, the first illustration only talks about exactly this kind of condition. Only the amount of money has been changed over here. C continues in possession of the house and pays the rent to A. A is accepting the rent also. So C's lease is renewed from month to month automatically. What is contract for sale as per TP Act? Contract that sale of immovable property shall take place. Contract that sale of immovable property shall take place on settled terms and conditions between the parties. Contract for sale creates a charge in the property for the time being. Both A and B, all of the above. So what is contract for sale as per the TP Act? Contract for sale, agreement to sell. These concepts you should have clarity and the difference between them as well. So the correct answer over here is D. Both A and B are correct in respect of contract for sale. Immovable property के लिए होता है contract that sale of immovable property shall take place on settled terms and conditions between the parties. This is also directly picked from section 54 of TP Act, which talks about contract for sale. Which of the following can be considered implied surrender of lease? Non-acceptance of a new lease taking effect during the continuance of the existing lease. Abandonment of possession by the leasee, Surrender by one of the two joint leases implied surrender on the part of the second lease. These cannot be surrendered impliedly. None of these. Which of the following is considered as an implied surrender पूछा है उन्होंने यहाँ पे. So the correct answer is B, abandonment of possession by the leasee. If leasee stays in possession of property, it amounts to very important element for renewal of the lease. So if abandonment of possession takes place, then it completely reverses the situation and there is an implied surrender also. If you can impliedly continue by holding over, you will also impliedly surrender the lease in that case. Which of the following is right or liability of a leasee? To disclose any material defect in the property, put in possession of the property. During continuance of the lease, any accession is made to the property. Such accession, subject to law relating to aluminium for the time being in force. Such accession shall be deemed to be comprised in the lease. A and C both, none of the above. So, which of the following is a right or a liability of a leasee has been asked over here? Correct answer is C. During continuance of the lease, if there is any accession to the property, that will be termed to be comprised in the lease only. So this is covered under 108 part B, rights and liabilities of the leasee. Point number D talks about this exactly. Rights and liabilities भी आप अच्छे से करके जाइएगा 108 section में से दोनों leaser और leasee के. Which of the following transfers only right to enjoy the property? Mortgage, pledge, charge, sale, lease. Now, this is a very conceptual question. If your concepts are clear, you will answer this very correctly. When you are transferring right to enjoy the property, which of the following transfer is involved over here? Correct answer is lease. As per section 105 of the TP Act, lease is defined. Section 105, lease of immovable property is a transfer of a right to enjoy such property made for a certain time, express or implied, in perpetuity. So all these things are actually involving the transfer of right to enjoy, which is not found in other kinds of transfers. Concept of marshalling is covered under the transactions of mortgage, sale, lease, A and B, B and C. So the concept of marshalling is covered under which kind of transaction? It is covered under mortgage, sale, lease, A and B or B and C. It is definitely covered under two types of transactions, that is D, that is A and B, mortgage as well as sale. Lease में तो नहीं होता है, लेकिन आप marshalling of securities और marshalling by subsequent purchase, ये दोनों सेक्शन आपको मिलेंगे चैप्टर सेल के चैप्टर में भी एंड मॉर्गेज के चैप्टर में भी. Marshalling by subsequent purchase is there under section 56. Marshalling by securities is there under section 81. Suit for foreclosure can be filed when after mortgage money becomes due, at any time during existence of the mortgage, before decree for redemption of property has been made. A and C, A, B and C. So a suit for foreclosure can be filed when has been asked over here. What is the correct time to do that? Who is going to file? Mortgagee. But when it can be done? D is the correct answer. A and C. Yani ki after mortgage money becomes due and any time during the and before the decree for redemption of property has been made. No, any time during existence of mortgage definitely आप नहीं कर सकते. So ये तो ऑप्शन गलत हो जाता है. ये दोनों ऑप्शंस यहाँ पे सही हो जाते हैं. Section 67 talks about the right to foreclosure and sale. The seller is bound to give all documents of title to the buyer. Once contract for sale is made, along with the delivery of possession of property, when the token money is paid to him, where whole purchase money is paid to him, when the registration for sale deed takes place. So seller is bound to give all the documents of title? Definitely. Seller is bound to give all the documents of title to the buyer. But when? When is he actually supposed to do that? This is what is the question. Very logical question. D, where whole purchase money is paid to him. That is when he becomes bound to do that. Section 55 talks about the rights and liabilities of buyer and seller both. In that, clause 3 covers this point. When mortgage property is leased and it is renewed, mortgagor does not get benefit of lease. Mortgagee gets benefit of lease only. Mortgagor gets benefit of lease on redemption of property. Lease gets terminated on redemption. A property which is mortgaged cannot be leased. So when the mortgage property is leased and it is renewed, what is the condition which is true out of these options? जब आप मॉर्गेज प्रॉपर्टी को लीज करते हो और वो रिन्यू होती है Answer C is correct. That mortgager gets the benefit of lease on the redemption of the property. Redemption के बाद किसको lease का benefit मिलेगा? Mortgager को. Renewal of a mortgaged lease. Section 64 covers this concept. इसमें से पहले भी questions आए हैं इसी भी एग्जाम में, so ये part थोड़ा सा आप अच्छे से पढ़ लेना. The buyer is entitled to rent of the property where ownership of the property cannot passes to him as soon as he is put in possession of the property. From the date on which the sale deed is registered, from the date on which token amount is given to him, only after 1 month from the date when he is put into possession. So buyer is entitled to rent of the property in all these options where ownership passes as soon as he is put in possession, and all these options when it is correct, at that time the buyer is entitled to rent of the property. So which is the correct one? A, where ownership passes, from that day all the entitlements are going to pass to the buyer. Remember that. So rent ho, kuch bhi ho, the day the ownership passes, all the things he will be entitled to. Section 55 clause 6 talks about this. Buyer is entitled where ownership of the property has passed to him, the benefit of any improvement, increase in value of the property, and to the rents and profits thereof. Transaction of transfer of ownership in the property for a price partly paid and partly promised is sale, exchange, both A and B, either A or B, mortgage of money. So transaction of ownership transfer is there. इससे ही हमें समझ में आ जाना चाहिए कि ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ सेल की बात हो रही है. एक्सचेंज में तो प्राइस और मनी पे किया ही नहीं जाता, बाकी कोई भी ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी को ही अप्लाई नहीं होता एक्सेप्ट सेल. तो आंसर इज वेरी क्लियर दैट करेक्ट आंसर इज sale. If you are knowing the ingredients of all these things, you will never make a mistake in the MCQs. Who has the option to determine the lease if lease omits to mention that? Leaser, leasee, court. Leasee may approach the court. Both leaser and leasee. Correct answer is B. Leasee is going to have the option to determine the lease if lease omits to mention that. This is covered under section 110, option to determine the lease. Last question for today. If the buyer has paid the purchase money and the seller has not delivered the possession of property within a reasonable time, then the buyer can wait for seller to deliver possession of property, cancel the sale immediately, buyer can charge interest on purchase money paid, buyer can give him a notice to deliver possession, buyer can file a police complaint. So what is the option available if the buyer has paid the purchase money but the seller has not delivered the possession within the reasonable time? The action that the buyer can take is buyer can charge interest on the purchase money paid to him. According to section 55, again all the rights and liabilities of buyer and seller are mentioned over here. So section 55 में ये point covered है. Very interesting concept and topic this is as well. Do all these things clearly. कोई भी doubts हो, reach out to us. We are there to help you out in your preparation. Download our app from the Google Play Store and check out our course access available. Full course access is there on our app as well. Even in offline mode, you can use it. So do check it out, all the features, and don't forget to subscribe to Legal B. Happy learning with us at iExam.